So I'm aware of Ben Shapiro, but I don't know much about him. I think he's more from a very a conservative, strong conservative side. I may be wrong. So what I decide to do, because he's the tired of our conversation today, so I asked for a TLDR of Grok to see who is him, and maybe if you guys don't know or if you guys wanna remember, I asked the TLDR for Grok, so we're gonna see who is Ben Shapiro, and so we can go to the video topic to discuss what is going on with him. What is happening with him that he has been losing so many followers, so much followers, like what's going on now. So TLDR, who is Ben Shapiro? I asked, I don't know Ben Shapiro, but I want to understand with a TLDR about him, who he is and what's going on recently that's making him lose so much support of the right wing. And Rock answered, Ben Shapiro, born in 1984, is a prominent American conservative commentator, author, podcaster, and lawyer. A Harvard Law grad and child prodigy, published a book at 70. He's best known for his fast-talking, logic-heavy debate style, shredding woke leftism or on topics like free speech, abortion, and identity politics. He co-founded the Daily Wire in 2015, hosts the Ben Shapiro Show, top conservative podcast, and champions facts don't care about your feelings, classical liberalism with a strong pro-Israel, anti-socialist bent. On say GOP wonderkind, his influenced millions but later faced backlash as the right evolves towards Trump-style populism. What's making him lose right-wing supporters recently? So he's already going on and answering this. So, but I think we're gonna watch the video first and then come back to this. I think it would be better, okay? So we have this Asmongold video, and he's going to talk about this and what's going on with Ben Shapiro, that he's losing so many followers, and we're gonna find out what the hell is happening, because I have no idea. I bet a lot of you guys still don't as well. Maybe a few guys know, so you guys can correct something on the comments. Maybe something is wrong or inaccurate, or yeah, Mizuki, this is right, this is what's going on, and etc. Okay. So I will need you guys help to this video. I know you guys are always willing to help. You guys love to answer the comments and, you know, compliment this stuff on the video. I've been learning so much stuff with it. Actually, even for English, like I've gotten better in the English because of the people's commenting my mistakes and etc. You are free to do that, by the way. I don't get angry or anything. I try to understand and but till something fit here takes time, so I may keep repeating the same mistakes over and over again, but don't give up. Keep reminding me that on the comments, so I may on the future correct myself, okay? Yeah, but not on the sense of asset. The asset, I'm not too much worried about changing my asset at all. I know sometimes my accent is kind of strong and makes things difficult to understand, but I'm more worried to talking correctly and grammatically correctly without making myself understood for everyone, by not committing mistakes at the language. But the accent is not something that I'm worried about. One step each time. Okay, one step each time. So getting back to the video. The title of this Asmongold video is He's Done. And yeah, let's watch and see what's going on.
Holy shit. Has lost at least 20,000 subscribers on YouTube over the past 2 weeks.
I think that Kevin really screwed things up last week when he decided to inject himself into this controversy with his vociferous defense that contained some rather charged language. I think he's doing the right thing by pointing out the obvious, which is that if somebody glosses Nazis on the air, that person probably should not.
Is he still fighting to make people not bring Nick Fuentes on TV? How long is this going to go on?
Okay, who is Nick Fuentes?
This is like, it's just gonna get.
I heard his name like many times, but like Ben Shapiro, I don't know much about him besides his name, you know?
Worse. Like, this is, you're not going to win this argument. They're going to bring him on anyway. And here's the reason why, Ben. It's because Nick brings in views. He brings in views from people that love him, and he brings in views from people that hate him. That's why he gets invited. You can get mad and cry and bitch about it all you want, but at the end of the day, these places don't care about America. They don't care about Israel either. And guess what? They're going to upload whatever they think is going to make them the most money. And if that means
Yeah, I
interviewing
totally
what you
agree
think
with
a
this.
Nazi
I
or a
totally
white
agree with
supremacist
this
is,
take.
they're going to do it.
Not be associated with a conservative think tank, and that everyone should have a duty to say that that is a bad thing to do. So I'm grateful to Kevin for doing that. I think it's a very good thing that he did that. The real issue here is I think that Tucker Carlson's morphing from, I would say, a very edgy right-wing political figure on Fox News, but certainly within the mainstream, into a conspiracist, a person who ideologically launders anti-Semitism, who ideologically launders all sorts of anti-Americanism on his show, and then airs it for the public to hear with interviews like the ones he did with Nick Fuentes, which was essentially a massage of Nick Fuentes. You know, I think that took a lot of people by surprise, probably including Kevin.
What misogynist? He said that, but he is a did. I don't know. It's like I said, I don't know this person. So yeah, I think I will get to know more stuff about him later.
Most people were really positive about it. If you look at the video, it had a tremendous positive reaction. And I mean, like, the likes and...
Wait a second. So I asked the same like ATL Dior about Nick Fuentes. Wait a second, there's something wrong here. Yeah, I asked it for ATL Dior about Nick Fuentes. So Nick Fuentes is a 27-year-old American far-right political commentator, white nationalist activist, and live streamer born on August 18, 1998. White nationalist activist. So, I don't, it doesn't sound good, okay? White nationalist activist doesn't sound good, but I understand why people are making these movements. It's because, like, it's kind of very weird to say that, but yeah, the black oppression, okay? The black people oppressing the right wing, the leftish propaganda, and all this stuff is pushing movements like this and make people more and more extremist and etc. So I understand. He's best known for leading the America First movement and the Groyper faction. I don't know what is the Groyper faction of young conservatives promoting anti-Semitic, white supremacist and anti-immigration views while seeking to challenge mainstream Republican politics. So Ben Shapiro is more like the old style of conservative that we already know for quite a long time, that just rested and did nothing while the left destroyed and took everything. And this guy is more like reactionary, like his guy more active, more, actually doing something positive to the country instead of just city watch and say stuff like him, This is what I got. This is the feel that I got. I'm talking about this because we have this both two types of politicians on the quote-unquote right wing here in my country. Up until now, up until very recently, we only had this type of go to internet, make memes, and talk bad about the left wing and talk, I guess, abortion and etc. And of course, this didn't work because they only talk, and actually it doesn't do anything concrete at all. So the left just conquered everything here. I'm talking about my culture. I think it's the exact same thing here. And now a lot of people are getting recognized to be more extremists here, And these people are attracting more public of people who are tired of bullshit and just people talking, and nothing actually changing in their daily lives, They want to see something real happening. They really are willing to fight, to even if even if it's to unalive people in a civil war or something, they are willing to do anything to actually bring something back concrete as a result to make the country better. So I think that these are the same situation that is happening here. Correct me, guys, on the comment section if I'm wrong, because I don't know both. I'm just by looking ATLDR about one and the other, I'm just to have an idea. But I think they are different in these both aspects. Fuentes has hosted controversial events, dined with figures like Kanye West, and recently, Kanye West. I don't have a good impression of Kanye West. I'm sorry, I really don't. I really don't. And recently drew attention for an interview with Tucker Carlson, highlighting divisions in conservative circles. So for me, this guy is like a joker, okay? For me, this guy is like a joker. It's a incognite. I at least it's the idea that this TLDR gave me, but it might be wrong. So let me know more or less all the comments who actually is Nick Fuentes, okay? Let's go back to the video.
Dislikes, I mean, it is what it is. A lot of people were really happy about it. Now, obviously, maybe his friends and he wasn't happy about it. That's fine. But ultimately, yeah. I mean, I'm not positive about it. Obviously, not everybody is. But I'm saying, like, if you're making a collective analysis, aren't you?
Washington Free Beacon obtained and posted video of yesterday's Heritage Foundation staff meeting where Roberts apologized for how he's handled Tucker's conversation with Nick Fuentes.
What is this?
Here's part of what Roberts had to say.
What did he say? Is this the bald guy?
I didn't know much about this Fuentes guy.
This is the bald guy. A bald to talk about another bald. Okay, he's more bald.
I can tell you with a clear conscience and not making any excuses that those were my intentions, to fix all of that. And obviously I didn't. I made them worse.
We reached out to the Heritage Foundation for comment about the video. We were referred to Kevin Roberts' social media post from yesterday. What's your reaction? And let me just note that Nick Fuentes has been fairly notorious for years now, including when he dined with President Trump at Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's true, but I think that really in order to experience the full wonders of the Nick Fuentes catalog, you really do have to spend some time going through the receipts. I did that earlier this week on my show. And the truth is that most people don't watch politics all that granularly. Even people who are in politics don't spend a lot of time on sort of the fringe edgelord right, the way that Fuentes is. And so the sort of mainstreaming, the popularization and normalization of Fuentes by Carlson is significantly more important than just Fuentes' existence, obviously.
And this is your fault, Shapiro. This is also your fault. You guys were all just talk all this time, you know? Just to... I don't know what you guys are actually doing. Even up until now, there's a huge part... A huge part of the Republicans or of the right wing there that is still think that you can still solve things like with conversation. You can't. You can't argue with these people anymore. Damn. It should be... Oh, okay. Okay, fine. Let's continue. I'm take care because, you know, YouTube doesn't like me very much, so I really need to take care with a lot of stuff that I have been saying on the last videos that are not too much like, you know, lovely. Like, it's lovely, but, you know, YouTube is a child, so I better not say anything.
Wants to be a gatekeeper. It's never gonna work. It didn't work with left-wing people trying to keep people like Zoran out. It's not going to work with Fuentes either. It's just, you can't gatekeep people out. You have to beat them in the marketplace of ideas. And if you don't do that, you're going to fail. That's literally it.
Yeah.
There's no other way besides that you can overcome an idea.
The thing is, this works when I think this works if any person that is normal and it's not from the wrong side, you can actually talk things out. Because, you know, these people has brain cells. You can talk things out to each other. And maybe you guys understand each other. Or maybe don't. But there is the possibility of this happening. But when you talk with someone from the wrong side, you mean wokies, leftish, Democrats, etc., etc., etc. When you talk with these people, like, there is no talk with these people. these people doesn't listen. It doesn't matter how articulated your arguments are. They don't care. They don't pay attention. They will ignore anything you bring. All proofs, all the harsh reality you put in front of them, they will deny it. You know, they will deny it and trample it with their feelings. You know, so it's useless. So I agree partially with this, Asmo.
That's it.
There is no talk
you
with
can't
Democrats.
Just
no
tell
talk.
everybody you're not allowed to. He can't sit at your table. I mean, it's so simple. Yeah, it's just not going to work. Do you like Nick's views or no? Some I agree with, some I don't. I mean, it's the same with anything. I mean, like, I think he's funny. For sure, he's definitely funny. But, like, it's not like I agree with everything he says, but I agree with a lot of it. Just, I don't know, really, maybe a lot of it. I'd say, like, maybe some of it. Depends. I'd have to really think about it.
It was a seminal.
Like, I'm not really a big racist, you know. I don't really dislike races of people, and I'm not really anti-Jewish, but I agree with a lot of what his opinions are on Israel as a collective, but not really in terms of Jewish people as a collective, if that makes sense.
Moment, I think, when it comes to the right's decision as to whether Tucker himself is a source of truth or whether he is a destructive force inside conservatism.
So one of the things you've noted is that...
Well, I think that it's the framing, right? It's that he's the one that's the destructive force. Well, what happens whenever the majority is the opposite of you and you're the destructive force, right? And I think this is the real question that people like Ben Shapiro need to ask themselves.
Will this happen though? I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't see it happen. Because when we look at the bigger instances like government, big corpos, we don't see this happening there. It doesn't matter how much the population is becoming more and more right-wing or whatever. And if that is actually true, you know, it doesn't matter because the ones in power, to begin with, the ones in power were responsible for us to reach the situation that we are in just now. How are you gonna take that out of the power, huh? How? How are you gonna do that? If not for blood, you know? Really? I don't know. I don't see, like, did you saw, like, they almost interrupted the Trump's plans to destroy, like, Maduro in Venezuela. They almost, like, the votation in the Senate was so close to interrupt everything. You see how disgusting this is. And we already ended 2025. We've seen the structure enough in the entire world, and it's all leftist fault. All leftist fault, okay? And not say the right wing is sent. I always say that, but it's all left. It's what if you look at every country, it's because of left. It's because of Marxism. It's because of communism. It's because of all this stuff. That world went to shit. And even now, even people are so pissed off and tired of this, we still have so much difficult to do just a single thing, you know? Just to try to start to fight back with these dictators, like, for example, Maduro. Maduro has been, you know, has held all his population held hostage for so long, so many years, that they are suffering, that they are literally, and you can find videos about that on YouTube, eating garbage to survive, you know? And nothing happens with him. Nothing happens with him. He has so many blood in his hands, and no one does nothing with him. And the United States almost interrupted Trump's plan to do something about it, you know? Then when countries reach the situation that Venezuela, that my country is, that Colombia is, there is no way that it can fix themselves anymore. If not with external help, there's no way. And each and every country of this that you can go and ask the entire population, the majority will be in favor of external help. I highly doubt that people would actually, no, we are fine, no, we don't need help. You know, it's same with with African countries. You know, the countries in Africa, they're always use it for profitable organizations to gain money and more money and more money to use to enrich themselves and to corruption and everything, but they don't actually use 1 fucking cent to help those people. And we know that. Everyone knows that. Okay? Most of them don't help in anything at all. And they are living in that poverty and that very terrible situation for decades, for many, many decades, even, I think even more, way more than 100 years that they are in that situation. They always have been in that situation since when they remember, you know? They never had actually something a very stable situation. Like my country, but there is worse, you know? And instead of fixing everything, you let all this continue when it is pretty much clear the reason of all of this. Communism, you know? Communism, socialism, Marxism, leftish, Democrats, you know, wokeism, all of these stuff, all of them have blood on their hands. And it's time for this to end. It's time. We're tired of bullshit. We're tired to just listen to people talking. We need action. We need action. Do something. Those who are in power have to do something. Those who are in power that are not from the wrong side have to do something instead of just talking. We're tired of listening you talking.
Is that whenever you're telling people and trying to, you know, like orange guy bad, yeah, I mean, it's the same thing. It's same oh, you can't platform Trump, you can't talk about Trump, you can't bring him on, he's so bad. That will just never work, man. So basically Hassan views on Israel. I think Hassan is a bit more extreme about Israel than I am. I think that he probably agrees. I agree with Hassan about I'd say 70 to 80% about what he says about Israel, but I don't like how I think that Hassan, at least it seems to me, actively denies, I think, a lot of the victimhood that Israelis have experienced again, by Hamas or by other types of terrorist attacks or bombings. And so I think that you can recognize that, you know, Israelis have experienced trauma as well in this war, while also acknowledging that the country that they're a part of is the, you know, maybe antagonist to that. So I think that's probably the main difference that he and I have. But I think that's mainly, that's kind of a vibe thing. I don't really care a lot about that. He astroturfs for Hamas. I think that he's not critical enough of them. I do. But overall, I mean, I think it's kind of a dead issue at this point, right? Because it seems like that's kind of winding down, at least hopefully.
I don't know.
So much, your problem isn't so much that Tucker Carlson had Fuentes on his show, but that he didn't push back at all on the neo-Nazi, anti-Semitic, pro-Joseph Stalin rhetoric, etc. I just wonder, last week at a Turning Point event, Vice President J.D. Vance was asked...
I think this is, as I said before, I talked about this interview that Tucker Carlson did too. I think that actually Ben Shapiro has very, I think, valid criticism towards Tucker Carlson, that when Tucker Carlson interviews people that are extremely controversial, that he doesn't press them on their controversial beliefs enough. And I think that it does a disservice to his viewers, and it would be better for the viewers if they were able to actually, you know, hear the answers to some of the questions, you know, why are you, would you say that you're anti-Semitic? You know, that kind of stuff. And I think that, neo-Nazi Joseph Stalin, wait, did I say neo-Nazi pro-Joseph Stalin? I don't think that's what he said. Did Ben Shapiro interview Netanyahu with tough questions? I think that's a great counterpoint. That's a great, that is an incredible counterpoint. I never thought of that. But I think that,
to be honest, I see too much people worried all the time with the Jews and the Islamics. Of course, there are a problem in this, and it has to be solved, has to be fixed. Of course, understand that. But I think, for me, this is secondary, you know? The main problem, as I said before, communism, socialism, Marxism, this has to end. This should be the first target, and nothing else should be talking about up until this is fixed for good in the entire world. That's my opinion. This should be even criminalized. Yeah, I don't care, King. I know I'm I'm pretty libertarian with much stuff, but this is not one of them. Because time has proven over and over and over again that this is just demonic. Okay, this doesn't work everywhere, and this is just demonic, and this just has to be criminalized. It's my opinion.
That you can use that actually to make Ben's point is that if he did, okay, well, maybe he did. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't watch it. So I assumed that he didn't, but maybe, yeah. Either way, you know, if he didn't ask him tough questions, then it would assume that, you know, he's projecting onto Tucker Carlson. Well, if you're not asking him tough questions, maybe you agree with him like I do. So, yeah.
By a student about an anti-Semitic falsehood, this crazy notion that Judaism openly supports the persecution of Christians. It's not true. But J.D. Vance was asked about it. Instead of pushing back or correcting the questioner, he said this.
Well, the problem is, like, I mean, I've heard things like this is like, I've never read the Torah or the Talmud, but I've heard that basically Jewish people consider non-Jewish people as a separate class. Like, that's the whole Goyim thing. And I think that really,
yeah, I heard about that as well.
And like, and a lot of religions have a variation of this, right? It's not true. Well, I'm just saying, like, this is a commonly held belief that people have. It's Muslims too. Yeah, I know that. It's a commonly held belief. So I think that really addressing that is important to just say.
There are some significant theological disagreements between Christians and Jews. My attitude is, let's have those conversations. Let's have those disagreements when we have them. But if there are shared areas of interest, we ought to be willing to do that too.
And let me guess, that's a problem? That's a perfect answer. That's what I want to hear. I agree with him.
What did you think of that?
You know, obviously in a vacuum, I think that answer is fine. I think it's a response to the question, which was asked, as you say, in a tremendously anti-Semitic way, the idea that Jews are persecutors of Christians is an absurd contention. Obviously, I would have preferred more from the vice president, but I think the broader problem here is, again, that you have an enormous number of young...
I don't know enough about the actual religion to, I don't know.
Young people who are engaging with true white supremacist anti-Jew content.
Both
and
Islamics
and there do
Jews.
need to be more voices pushing back on that.
Ben Shapiro, we thank you for your voice. Thank you so much.
Has lost at least 20,000 subscribers on YouTube over the past 2 weeks. I read that in his voice. It was, Jesus, that was so weird. Okay, anyway, yeah, so let me go back. I'll take a look at it. Okay, so we have Ben Shapiro. Where's his YouTube channel? So where's a recent video that he did pretty well? Bad news for Republicans. Okay, let's see. Is this... where is it here? I don't know really if that's it. I have no idea. So what are the comments? Okay, so the comments... These are the comments on Ben Shapiro's, one of his recent popular videos, okay? America first is inevitable. I will never vote for a U.S. politician that has accepted $1 single from AIPAC. It's hard to support conservatives that can serve nothing. Epstein who is also a small
Very good, and this is what I talk about. They talk, and cannot even conserve the things the way they were of the past. They are letting everything to be pushed to left, you know? So why you would vote to these people? Of course, you still have to vote for them if you have no other choice instead of left. But if you have people that are more, you know, action than talking, you should vote for them, you know?
Factor, a loss of trust. Maybe Republicans once need to get a chance to stop putting Israel and AIPAC first. The entire Israel issue mess is the real issue. That's...
Nah, I don't know about Israel, Islam, this stuff. I don't know, okay? I don't know. I think I will even will try to look for understanding more because everyone is talking so much about there. I know the Jews, like, even though like, they are a few compared to all the other, you know, population and etc. in the world, even though they are a few. They are responsible for the majority of, like, billionaires in the world or something like that. I may be wrong, but I heard something like that before. I don't remember well, so I'm not sure. So, but, I mean, I don't know much that he guides.
Why everyone is confused. You, Ben, are not helping. New York has already been Democrat city. Republicans lost because they didn't fix the economy. Well, that's generally true, I would say. We prayed that in 2028 shift that merges MAGA with actually good economics. Yeah, imagine that. And again, Trump is wasting his mandate faster than Bush in 2005. Probably also true. I would agree with that. And yeah, I'm Jewish and Republican. I'm tired of us sending money to Israel and Ukraine. My passport is red, white, and blue. If you want to donate to these countries privately, go ahead. We need to fix our stuff first, prior to seeing Americans struggling. So let me open up SuccubusBait. So is Ben Shapiro actually losing popularity by a lot? Oh.
Oh my god.
Oh shit.
My god.
So basically,
That's
he was
bad.
cooking whenever Trump was doing pretty well. Trump was doing well, or sorry, Trump wasn't in office. But as soon as Trump went in office, he went from 70,000 subs to 0, 20,000, 0, 10,000, 0, negative 10,000, 0, negative 20,000, negative 10,000, randomly gained 40,000. How did you get 40,000 subscribers? You've got to have a sub for this? How did this happen? This
Yeah,
seems
I
like an
hate
anomaly.
SuccubusBait.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I understand this. So he's only getting, let's see here, you've got like maybe 400,000, or sorry, 40 million views. Wow. So people are actually rejecting this message.
So what's making him lose right-wing supporters recently? October, November 2025. Shapiro's traditional conservatism is clashing with the rising America First isolationism ring. Example MAGA 2.0, young online conservatives. I see. It's exactly the same thing I was saying. So I think I really got that well. This is what is happening. People are getting tired of bullshit said by the right wing that cannot conserve anything. Like the guy say, only talk, oh, I'm against this, I'm against that. But we are worried about way more important stuff right now, like actually owning a house, actually owning a car, because we don't, actually owning a job, having a decent income. We are worried about all of this stuff. And how I know that? Because I'm in this young generation. So this is our problem. We are tired about people worried about stuff that they only talk about and they can't even fight against. They have been losing always, Of course, I understand their importance. They had their importance. Like, at least to start opening then, because the newer generation grow up like seeing everything in chaos around them, and they listen to these voices before getting to the other ones that are actually more, they evolved into this. And this was one step. These guys like Shapiro were one step in their evolution, So they have that importance, but they are clearly behind, and people will less and less cater to that and actually want something more radical and changing, We don't want to wait 20, 30, 40 years in your lives to actually, live, because we are surviving, We are having very terrible lives, and this is boomers' fault and etc. Yeah. Girls, I blame them. I blame. It's not everyone. I'm just saying, talking about generations. It's not everyone, of course. But yeah, let's keep ready. Feud with Candace Owens. Feud with Candace Owens in Charlie Kirk's legacy. Leaked text. Per Kirk's September 10th murder. Show Kirk accusation Shapiro of jealousy over Owens' rising star and plotting to control and sabotage her via smears from groups like Young America's Foundation. My God. Post-death, Shapiro blasted Owens for vile conspiracy theories implying TPUSA insiders and even Kirk's widow plotted to kill it. Oh my God. oh my god, always fired back calling him a deranged liar. This intra-right brawl has fractured conservative media, with Owen's fans ditching Shapiro as petty and power-hungry. Clash with Tucker Carlson over Nick Fuentes. Carlson's recent interview with white supremacist anti-Semite Nick Fuentes, Holocaust minimizer, sparked outrage. Oh wow, this is... okay. Sparked outrage. Shapiro broke ranks, slamming Carlson for platforming fringe extremists with... what is fringe, by the way? 1 second. Oh, I think I got it. Okay. For platforming fringe extremists without boundaries, arguing it poisons the right like the left's BLM embraced it. He positioned himself as the movement's moral cop, but populists Carlson, Fuentes, Owens, populists, they're labeled populists by Grog. Carlson, Fuentes, and Owens retaliate by painting Shapiro as a censor defending as real neocons at America's expense. GOP figures distanced from Fuentes, but Shapiro's hardline, example refusing debate, fuels Zionist elite attacks from the Graper crowd. Oh no. In that situation, you shouldn't be refusing debates. Shapiro, it's like as Mongold was saying, yeah, it's pretty much clear what's going on now. It's pretty much clear. I'm happy that I got to understand everything without like even knowing like Nick Fuentes, Owens, Shapiro, or Tucker Carlson. I only know them by name. Owens I never heard before. It's the first time actually. So I actually, this is very good, like doing this type of thing that I'm doing here, like using girl. And I hope you guys found this interesting and learned something as well, if you didn't already, of course. Bigger trends. In Trump's second era, Shapiro's prize real hawkishness alienates is isolationists prioritize U.S. on the only foreign policy. Polls shows young rights sorry all aid to Israel. Daily Wire's seen as collapsing. CEO exit low views both accusations. Oh my god, both accusations. With his orders skewing older while youth flock to edgier voices. Yes, like Asmongold. Oh, Asmongold is being easy. Use it as example here, calling his brand dying. But yeah, Asmongold sometimes commit very exquisite mistakes as well that I usually talk about. Not that usually, it doesn't happen so often, but sometimes Asmongold say shit. It's not that often, it's very few times, but it happens. Even Trump, I mean, who doesn't? We are all human and we don't agree with exactly everything, and this is the beauty of the things, you know? We are free here on the right side of the situation. The right side of the situation. We are free to be different, to not be, not fit in boxes like on the raps. Well, there's a small portion of the right wing now that want to start fitting people inside boxes, but this is not gonna work. Not here, not here. It works on the woke side, but here it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. So I understand he's free to think what they want. I don't agree with everything Asmund would say. I would say like 80%, maybe 70%. But yeah, he says a lot of very useful stuff and interesting stuff. And stuff that actually needs to happen. Things that or involve action, and that's why I agree with him so much. Even Trump once dubbed him a clown. Result Rachel's boycotts and memes. Portray him as irrelevant, irritating, eroding his 2010s kingpin status. Bottom line, Shapiro's drawing lines against the woke right. The woke right. Oh my god, you're gonna keep losing followers. You're gonna keep losing followers. You're searching for it. To save conservatism's electability. Oh my god, no. Conservatism electability has to end, okay? It has to end. It needs to give place to people more, how Grub call it? Populists, yes. I don't care. People that will actually do something in the right direction. Make the economic be better, less inflation, all of this stupidity that has been made by the communist wokes, leftish, or whatever it is, undone, we need people to do actually something instead of only talking, No talk, no action. We're tired of this. This is why you guys are losing. And also you guys are trying to fight very inexcusable things like having facial ID to minors don't access internet and all of this crap. I'm sorry. Parents need to be responsible for this, not you, okay? To save conservative electability, but it's costing him the populist base that's remaking the GOP. And it's gonna increase. You can wait that if you keep hating on that point, you're gonna keep losing more and more followers. Because people are getting more and more revolt. It's the movement that it's happening, and it's unstoppable. It's unstoppable. While the things doesn't back to the middle or it will not be balanced. It will be pushed all through the right side, and before getting to the middle. Okay, we're gonna see too much horrible stuff in the next upcoming years, but most of them are actually needed to happen because there is no other way. This peace and love thing, it's not happening, while the other side is only worrying about unaliving us, What it was? Making the GOP, because he the populist base that's remaking the GOP. If the fringe wins, he warns it to doom the right like the left's radical did. Yet many now see him as the problem. Before we go any further, I want to take this brief moment here to thank all of you my patrons for the incredible support to my work here on YouTube, and especially my Three-Tailed Fox Tier members, One Wolf, Fenny Sylvy, Heath Rowell, Zalost, Zalost, Taiashi, SuccubusBait, and Mr. and your Eaton. Thank you very, very much. You guys are amazing. Also, thanks to everyone who donated to me through Tron and to all of my YouTube members. You can support this channel life and growth with just $5 a month and gain access to many perks. This is less than a burrito. Check out my Patreon. Link is in the description below. Oh, it ended so abruptly that I kinda glitched in. That's it. I think people are tired of talking, of bullshit. It's like I said and have been saying like for all the time that I have, have been here. I've been saying this quite a lot. Yeah, I'm kinda a bit biased and suspect to talk about this because, oh my god, I cannot say this. I will have problems here. Yeah, just let it be. I think most of you know already, by the way. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Check the links below, Patreon, Discord, Skillfull and Tron. Consider support me so I can live my lovely country that is wonderful, marvelous, beautiful, to go to a place full of chaos and hate that I will live suffering, There, yes, full of irony like this. So I don't say what you really think about here. So, yeah, I see you all my dear flatlings on the next one. Bye. And that's it for today, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Ja, mata ne!